What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Mattel Masters of the Universe Chronicles Skeletor from, Masters of the Universe, but specifically the movie that just came out. A movie that is absolute cinema. I'm going to preface this by saying that I am not an expert on He-Man. In fact, for most of my life, especially when I was younger, I got He-Man and Thundercats confused, which I don't know if that's a crazy thing to say or not, because I'm not tapped into the He-Man fan base like that. But I've always been aware of He-Man. I mean, how couldn't you? I've seen the Skeletor memes. It was probably running whenever I was a kid. I just haven't interacted with He-Man in years. But I heard this movie is getting made, and I was like, hey, okay. And then I saw the trailer in theaters, and I was like, oh my god, why does this movie look amazing? And the more trailers I saw, the more I just wanted to see this movie. And then, excuse me, random like hiccup mid-sentence. And then I was getting like clips in my feed from the movie, getting like different Skeletor clips, and I was like, oh my god, this movie looks amazing, I have to see it. And so I did, and holy peak absolute cinema. I loved it so much. It was such a fun, stupid movie. It was a blast. It is breaking my heart that it is not doing the best in the box office, because I would kill for a sequel. I'm afraid it's going to turn into another Transformers 1. But man, that movie, I think it's just bad time, because a lot of really good movies have come out recently, and I think it's just other movies have been getting more talk than He-Man. But man, that was such a fun movie. It's one of those movies you get out the theater and you just want to watch it again. And Skeletor, played by Jared Leto, was surprisingly a highlight, because, you know, I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan, most people aren't, but ooh, Skeletor in this movie was peak. It was, one complaint I saw about the film was that, like, they wished there was more Skeletor, and I agree. I feel like all the cool scenes I kind of got spoiled on random vids on Instagram beforehand, but man, was a highlight of the film. Such a fun character. Was stupid and goofy, but also menacing at the same time. And when I came out the theater, I was like, I need to get a figure. Originally, I just got the little basic figure, and that's what this video was going to be about, was me reviewing this guy, the little like $10 basic figure, which I might add is surprisingly really good. Like, this figure is really good for just a $10 basic figure. So if you just want like tiny little Skeletor, well, not tiny little, he's not that small, but just like a cool fun Skeletor without dropping that much money, definitely recommend that guy. Probably won't do a review since I'm reviewing this guy. But then I found out that there's like a more like Marvel Legends-esque line for He-Man. And I saw pics of this guy and I was like, oh, I have to get him. Sadly, my stores aren't really stocking them well, aside from like the characters that I don't want, or at least don't want to start the collection with. Like, yeah, maybe some of these characters I'll buy later on, but I don't want to start the collection with this guy. It's like starting the Avengers collection with a Chitauri figure. Insane comparison, I know, because they have yet to make a Chitauri figure, but I wanted He-Man and Skeletor, and I was walking, and I thought it was bleak, but then I walked into Target today, and I saw Skeletor, just singular Skeletor on the shelf, no other figures from the line, and I was like, I gotta get him. And is he peak. I feel like I've been yapping for a long time, so I feel like we should jump into the video. But one last thing I want to mention beforehand is, it's been a minute since I've got a Mattel figure, because they originally had the DC license and then they lost it, and those figures were all right, but they weren't that great. So I was like, I'm wondering how the DC line's gonna be when Mattel gets the license back. But oh my god, if it's anything like this guy, holy peak, we're in for even more cinema, because this guy is so good. I love this figure so much. And oh my god, it mops the floor with McFarlane. Dear God, can they get the license already? Anyway, box. Cool little box. Got a nice shot of Skeletor, sword, He-Man battling it out. Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction, Mattel 6+ Deluxe Articulation. Stuff. Other figures. I think this is just the villains, but Trapjaw. He's the one I think I keep finding, and I'm like, he's not bad, but it's like, that's not the one I want to start the collection with. Then different poses, really cool artwork here, and then a little bio that reads, Skeletor terrorizes all of Eternia in his search for the power sword, the key to unlocking the secrets of Castle Grayskull. The evil sorcerer will stop at nothing to claim the sword and conquer the universe. Oh. Also love that he's just evil. Yeah, complex and deep villains are always cool, but sometimes it's cool to just get a villain that's just evil for the fun of it, you know? Like, he even explains in the movie, he's just evil, bro. Like, he's just evil. But yeah, also spoiler alert, I don't know if I will spoil anything, but I just want to let it be warned. Accessories, as you can see, he's holding one of them in his hand, but before we get to that, he has other hands. They did high key, they kind of pulled a Marvel Legends. You only get one fist. And then one, like, clawy hand for the other hand. You don't get alternates. On him is, like, 2 gripping hands. But yeah, they kind of pulled a Marvel Legends on that one, but, you know. They also have the same, like, hand and ankle joints as McFarlane. Literally, oh my god. Again, I don't mean to shit on McFarlane every chance I get, but oh my god, like, literally Mattel, like, this is exactly what the McFarlane figures should be. This guy's awesome. McFarlane figures suck ass. It's like a McFarlane figure if he was proportionate, scaled with every other line that exists, and didn't feel like shit. Oh my god, I hate McFarlane so much if you haven't caught on. That's why I was like, what are the Mattel DC figures going to be like? Because they weren't bad when they first had the license, but they weren't anything phenomenal. But oh my god, if it's anything like this Skeletor, mopping the floor with these guys right here. Oh my god, get the hell out of my sight already. It's pissing me off. Anyway, back to Skeletor. He comes with his cool little staff. Slight bend, but that just might be the packaging. Some nice sculpt work that you can't see because it keeps focusing on Skeletor. Then you come to this really cool skull, painted really well. It's funny comparing them. This one has a much more metallic one, but then the skull isn't nearly as detailed. But again, not a bad figure. It's also funny that the skulls look completely different. But again, not a bad figure for just something cheap like that. But yeah, and of course, as you saw, you could put it in his hands. But that's pretty much it. But what else would he come with? He didn't really have anything else in the movie. He kind of just walked around and laughed and schemed and did evil things. Didn't really have any other accessories. But yeah, just look at the menace on this guy. This figure looks so good. I'm not familiar with any of the other He-Man figures. I don't know. I presume if they got a thing called Masters of the Universe Chronicles, I presume they have figures of more like classic renditions of the He-Man characters. So don't know if those are cool, but this guy's really awesome. He just looks so good. Getting in for a closer look. That skull looks really good. Kind of hard to see because of the lighting. But he does have the red eyes in there, which is really cool. And the skull is nicely detailed as well. With a lot of weathering and all that. One thing I will say, not a fan of how the hood sits. I feel like it's thick. I don't know, I preferred how the hood sat on this guy. Again, odd. Look at how different the skulls look. It's strange. This one's definitely, I feel like, more accurate. yeah, hood looks great, and you got the little, like, detail here. But then, like, the detailing on this guy is phenomenal. Like, this little collar area, beautiful metallic purple with, like, some, like, dry brushing or something on the top. You just get a lot of nice detail. And his whole body has, like, this nice, like, gray speckle wash. I don't know what it is, but it, like, captures, like, the look he has in the movie beautifully. Because, again, bringing in that basic figure that's just blue, you can see how different it is and how much it adds. Then his gauntlets got some nice silver as well. Belt buckles got some nice metallic purple. One thing I will say is this figure's so detailed that the little, like, loincloth thing he's got here, having no paint aside from the belt, kind of makes it stand out. I feel like it should maybe have a couple details picked out, but beyond that, again, looks really good. And also like how Skeletor's body looked like, kind of gives like exposed muscle with how it looks. Like he took the skin off, because I mean, he is a guy with a skull head. So adding that little detail, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I think it really adds a lot to Skeletor's design. And I feel like they captured a live action Skeletor really well. I feel like this I feel like modernizes it, brings it into the real world, but also keeps it close enough to classic Skeletor. His cape looks really good. It is rubbery, it isn't cloth, which I prefer. Dear God, them Black Series capes and hoods make me want to kill myself. But it's got some nice sculpting, and it's sculpted beautifully. A lot of nice detail throughout. Here's his back, if you were curious. They did paint the back of the belt. Come down to the legs, he's got these nice looking boots, picked out in a lot of different shades of purple. Then the bottom of the feet. Overall, just a beautifully detailed figure. He just looks so good, and he feels good. He is a fun figure to mess around with. Speaking of articulation, he's got, I think, ball joint or dumbbell joint at the top and base of the neck. Can look down that far, which does bring that up. Can look up that far. Of course, hood is going to get in the way. This is also rubbery, and this is rubbery, if you wanted to know. Also, he has jaw articulation. Little worrisome on the side there. It looks like it's not fully in. Wish it was, like, pinned in. And it also does make his jaw a bit thicker at the bottom. And also wish when you opened it, it went to black, because just going straight to the blue neck looks really odd. But when you get it up there, it looks really good. Then he's got, like, kind of butterfly. It's the same type of joint that's on the McFarlane figures. And some more, I think, recent Marvel Legends, where it's like a butterfly, but it also kind of goes up and down. We get that in there. Then he does go up that far, rotates, double jointed elbow, nice little pinless joint, but I think it's just the way it's designed, it was never going to have a pin. Again, a lot of the articulation beats are just very similar to McFarlane, but they just do it so much better. And then they got the very, like, the similar, like, McFarlane wrist joint where you can, like, rotate it and get it going every direction you want, depending on how you want. So you can get it up and down and side to side as well. Diaphragm and ball joint at the bottom, which can't really get too much, because I always feel like diaphragm joints just never get much articulation. But, you know, he gets enough. Rotates really well. Can kick that far and that far back. But honestly, with the cloth, I can see why he can't kick the best. Can do the splits decently well. I don't believe there's a thigh rotation. Yeah, there's not. It's just on the joint, which, again, is similar to McFarlane. Double jointed knee. No boot cut, but again, you have that same joint, so you can't get all the motions on the ankle there. So really solid articulation. Again, not to compare it to McFarlane for the 1,000th time, but they just do it so much better. everybody does it better than McFarlane. It's crazy. Like, oh my god. Take that DC license away now so none of the peak movies get mid figures. Oh my god. Mattel better have the license by Man of Tomorrow. I swear to god. I can't do another one of this, bro. I can't. This figure's so buns. Anyway, comparison time. How big is Skeletor? I was gonna word that differently. How does he scale compared to other people? That's a better way of phrasing it. Well, here is a Black Series, any Marvel Legends. He scales perfectly. He scales perfectly with them. And he looks great with them as well. I can only imagine what this is going to be when they get the DC license and this is a Superman and it's not some awkward proportioned Superman that's 10 feet tall. Oh my god, I gotta put it down. I like that this Skeletor video has just kind of diverged into me ranting about McFarlane. I'll shut up now, guys. I'll shut up now. For more comparisons, here he is next to an SH Figure Arts. Here is Iron Man. And for a Transformers Voyager class, here he is next to Thundercracker. They match with the blue. And none of these scale well, but yeah, what are you going to do? I don't think Skeletor and a Transformer are ever going to scale well. And for some bigger boys, here he is next to the NECA Pennywise. And the aforementioned McFarlane Superman. Dear God, bro. And here he is next to that basic figure, Skeletor, whom sadly, purely because of my laziness, has not gotten a video. But we can talk about him. We'll do a little mini review of this guy real quick. Because he is honestly pretty cool. Like, the skull is actually detailed pretty well. Like the hood. And again, he's got all that nice detailing that this figure has. Not as much, but still. Ball joint at the head. Ball joint here. Can move out. Bend and swivel. Rotate in and out. Waist joint. Can kick forward. Back. Splits. Not really any rotation, but you got the single jointed knee with rotation. And pretty much all the same details as the other one, just more action figure-y, which I guess matches the He-Man vibe. They were always very chunky action figures, and this really captures that. So yeah, again, if you don't want to splurge, because this guy is like $25, he's worth it. But if you just want a little fun $10 Skeletor, highly recommend that guy. But also highly recommend this guy. He's so much fun. I love him so much. I love Skeletor. Even before I watched the movie, just loved Skeletor's design. Cool skull guy. Like, come on now. He looked cool as hell. Let me get that. Also, he's got the little nails painted as well, which is cool. Like, I've always just loved Skeletor's design and his look, and it looks great in this movie, and this figure captures him perfectly. Look at that, you can get him standing there maniacally laughing, talking to He-Man, being like, "You've got this power, but you're too afraid to use it." That's my god-awful Jared Leto impression, if you want to know. And honestly, expect more He-Man reviews. Because not only did I love the movie, but I love this figure. I'm going to try to track down He-Man himself. And maybe branch off from there. I forget what the girl's character's name is. I know the actress because she's from Riverdale. That implied I'm a huge Riverdale stan, and I'm not. I'm aware of the cast of Riverdale. Though I want to watch Riverdale just because I want to see how crazy it gets. But I think she's getting a figure soon. Looks really cool. I don't know if it's out yet or not. Definitely going to try to pick my hands up on. That's not what I meant to say. There's a train, by the way. Again, I don't hear this train any other time, but the second I hit record, it's out there. But yeah, definitely going to try to pick up He-Man. I think I tried to say pick up and get my hands on He-Man at the same time, and that's what happened there. Definitely going to try to pick up He-Man. As for now, though, absolutely recommend this figure. I've only had him for a day, but I absolutely love him. He is so much fun to mess around with. And honestly, it's been a minute since I've gotten a figure that I've enjoyed messing around with, because I've been getting a lot of those model kits, and they're fun, but they're a little finicky. I got the Transformers Prime blockies, which I was going to make a video on, but he's high-key pissing me off. I've had a big issue, which I'll explain in the video with him, but expect that soon. And again, expect more He-Man. It just comes down to me finding them. I don't really like ordering figures online. It takes away the fun of it. I like going into a store and finding a cool figure. They just don't stock stores no more. Unless it's the figure you don't want, and then they'll have that perfectly stocked. Every single time, everywhere you go. But surprised I was able to find this He-Man and He-Man, the Skeletor. And I'm glad I did, because he is an absolute blast of a figure. Again, biggest complaints I have are just, wish this was detailed more, wish you saw black behind the mouth somehow, and wish that jaw was a bit more secure in there. And the hood looked a bit different. I feel like it's a little too thick. Beyond that, no complaints. Absolutely love this figure. Give it a 9 out of 10. Highly recommend if you like Skeletor, enjoyed the movie. Watch the movie if it's still in theaters. Highly recommend it as well. Absolute blast of a time. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. There will be no He-Man reviews this first He-Man related video, but expect more if I can find them. Because again, I'm loving this figure so much. And peace.